TikTok is a cesspool, just an absolute breeding ground for delusion and degeneracy. And while most viral TikToks that spark mass controversy get covered widely by a large array of commentary channels, few TikToks make it to the news. But oh boy, this one made it rounds on multiple news sources, and it's absolute dog shit at its finest. Now, this man got caught lying in 4K and then volunteered himself as tribute.
I volunteer as tribute
To make an absolute buffoon of himself on national television for us asshats to talk about. It's 2024. Everybody wants a viral moment. So a lot of the times, if you're in public and you come across something that's just a little bit off, people tend to whip out their phones and capture that moment to upload over to TikTok or YouTube, wherever the case may be that they want to upload that clip. And a lot of the times, it could be rage bait, but a lot of the times, it's real clips that just make us enraged. The situation we're talking about today caught my attention. You better believe it caught my attention. And it's of a man who was walking his dog next to a lake, and he ended up pushing his dog into that lake and then refused to let bystanders help his dog. He was then struggling to swim in the murky water. Whenever a woman came up trying to help the dog, he ended up shoving her to the ground, but then she ended up jumping in anyway to help the dog. And that's when he jumped in, and then acted like he was the hero. He was really just there to help his dog all along. But he made it seem like his dog just slipped in here accidentally, and then he was just so worried about his dog. That's his best friend. That's his baby, right? That he just jumped in immediately to help it. But what he didn't take into consideration is there was multiple bystanders who did film the situation, even across from the lake with different perspectives, and he did not do anything to help his dog, and he's even caught assaulting people on camera. It's a mess. Let's dive right into it.
911, and this dog is about to drown.
Now at 11, the man at the center of this viral video sharing his side of the story tonight. It shows him involved in a confrontation with several people who say he pushed his dog into the bay on Brickell Key.
According to the dog owner, this was all just an accident. He says the dog fell into the water, but the video shows him yelling and even shoving two people who try to help get the dog out.
Cody Vidrine strongly denies ever kicking his dog into the bay off Brickell Key last Friday.
Absolutely not. That's absurd. I don't abuse animals. Animals are better than people. He's my baby. He's my world. He's my everything. My best friend in the whole wide world.
What a sweetheart. What a sweet statement. His dog is his baby, his best friend in the whole wide world. Sir, your best friend is drowning and you're arguing with people. Oh no, excuse me, sir, your dog's in the... Hey, do you want to help your dogs in the water? Are you gonna help your dog? Your doggo is drowning and you're just being confrontational? Now, we don't have footage of him actually kicking the dog into the river, so I'm not gonna say he did it because right now it's allegations. But the way that he is acting doesn't seem like he's too concerned about his dog, and that's just my opinion. And just if it was an accident, how he stated it was an accident, why does he feel the need to double down and defend himself? I mean, I understand wanting to come on the news if it was an accident and everybody's accusing you of being a dog. But at the same time, it was in the moment, okay? It was in the moment. If it was just an accident, you think he would have just jumped in immediately to help the dog. I don't understand why he's not. But this man is just living in the good land of Delulu because just take a look.
He's sharing his side of the story after this video, posted on Only in Dade, showing his dog struggling to swim, went viral, sparking outrage.
And at that time, my dog has slipped in the water.
Vidrine claims the dog fell into the water after something caught the dog's attention. The dog owner claims several people surrounded him, yelling that he was abusing the dog.
Just kind of scooting with my foot, you know, and some girl out of nowhere is walking with these people, like two other girls and a guy, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's abusing his dog."
It's not looking well for him. It's really not. So in his first statement, he said his dog was distracted by something in the water. His dog went to look at it and ended up slipping into the ravine. Now he's claiming he gave the dog a little nudge with his foot. I guess that's when the dog fell into the water, and then people started freaking out saying he's abusing his dog. But if it was just a little nudge, I don't think a little nudge would be enough for that many people, sir. You gathered a crowd.
But Jidi Gaitis, seen here in the water trying to help the dog, tells a different story.
Saw a man kick his dog into the bay.
Gaitis says after she saw Vidrine kick the dog into the water, she says he asked her to record him.
He handed me his phone and said, video me. I do this all the time. It's part of my show. And so my reaction to that was absolutely not. The dog is struggling.
The video shows the owner charging at several people standing nearby, including this man in a white shirt who quickly backs away. At one point, the video shows Vadrine pushing Gaitis to the ground.
He pushed another man that tried to intervene. He pushed me to the ground.
Despite the video, Vadrine claims he never touched her.
If she wants to press charges, I'll do the same thing because I didn't put my hands on that girl, period.
I never put my hands on that woman, period. Sir, you're caught on video. You're caught on 4K. You're caught on the news. You're caught lying. You volunteered for this. But are you an idiot? You know people are filming you. You just asked her to film you and said it's part of a stick. If he does this regularly with his dog, we got to put an end to this shit. I've seen a lot of toxic content here on TikTok, and I've seen toxic shit on the news as well, but I haven't seen somebody yet who kicks their dog into danger just for views. Is that what he's doing? You know, him backtracking so many times on the things that he has said versus what the video shows us, I think he could possibly have done this on purpose just to try to get a skit out of it, like something he can post for clout, like, look, I'm a hero, even though behind the scenes I did that to my dog, but you'll never know that. That's really disturbing. Maybe he thought that he would get away with it. Maybe he thought he could just kick his little pup into this water and just make it look like, oh my God, I want to save my dog. Can you film me? But he got busted and people was like, hey, that's abuse. Let's not do that. And then he got pissed off. You know, it's honestly sickening what people do for content and views and clout nowadays. We just talked about a streamer named Natalie Reynolds who pushed a not mentally there woman, or she didn't push her into the ravine, but she was acting like she was going to push her into the water. And then it dared her to jump in to find something that wasn't really in the water. And she left the woman to basically drown. And she almost did. There was actually firefighters who ended up showing up to rescue her. And what did Natalie do? She ran away because she was scared of any type of consequence happening to her. But let's see what else this jackass has to say.
Gaitis, a former lifeguard and competitive swimmer, eventually jumps into the water to try to help the dog. But as soon as she jumped in, so did Vadrine, refusing to let her help the dog.
He's trying to help me. Your dog is drowning.
Vadrine says he's sharing his side because he wants to set the record straight.
I feel like it's a big headache.
Well, I guess we've heard it here first. Man gets caught in 4K in his own lies that he volunteered to tell and then claims it's a beheading. I just don't know how he thought he was going to get away with this, because you're putting yourself on television contradicting yourself and assaulting a woman on camera, and you're claiming you never did it. And then they show the footage of you assaulting a woman on camera. And it just kind of makes everybody else question the rest of the story, the validity. Anyways, when I seen this, I was like, I got to react to it with y'all, because this man literally just snitched on himself. And it's all over the news and TikTok, so that's very fun for him. Fun for us, probably really shitty for him. But with that being said, let me know what you guys thought about this video. Should I react to more news clips that I find like this in the future where they're just completely contradicting themselves? And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Don't know what the hell it's going to be.